right, I'd like to help you today with getting your improv together. And we're going to create some lines that work over 2-5-1s, which of course is an extremely common pattern in jazz, especially when you're playing jazz standards. So I'm going to be in the key of C here today. So I'll put my treble clef in here. And, you know, of course, a 2-5-1 is going to be D minor, G7, and C. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to restrict myself to using just the notes of the D minor Dorian scale, which of course is just C major scale. You know, when you're doing a 2-5-1 in C, the 2 chord, you usually will play the notes from the C major scale, and that's called Dorian mode. Now on the G7, we could play Mixolydian mode, which is also the notes of the C major scale, but it's better to use another choice like diminished scale, Lydian dominant, or altered scale, or blues scale, or lots of other scales, but those are the main ones. So I'm going to restrict myself to using just eighth notes. You know, I want to get lines that sound something like this. Like that, okay? And so I'm just going to use just eighth notes, and I'm going to kind of do this at random, though I've been doing this for so long that I kind of know what works and what doesn't. But let me just start off on any note of the scale. I'll use F, and then let's see, I'll go up for a little while, and I'll skip a note, and then I'll skip another note and come back down. Okay, so the notes I wrote in there, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'll make sure it comes out on the video okay, even if I have to redo it. All right, so I got that for D minor. And what I want to do here is I'm going to go to a G7, and you know, I'm going to put the flat 9 into it like that. And see, that makes a little diminished chord. It's functioning as G7 though, and I'm going to use the diminished scale, being this scale right here, for the G7 chord, okay? So I could put a little flat 9 in here as well. How about that? Okay. Now, what I want to do is right at this point when I'm getting ready to change to the G7 chord, I want to do a chromatic connection. Now, that means I want to move just a half a step to a note that's in the G7 diminished scale. So I could go to either that one or this one. And let's see, since I'm coming down, I think I'll change directions and go up. So I will use B flat for my first note of the scale. And then let's see, since I changed directions, I guess I'll go on up for a little while. B. The next note in the scale is C sharp. Okay, so I'll put 4 notes in a row, but now it's probably time to do something different. I'll listen to what I got so far. I'll keep going up. And then I think I'm going to skip back down to the C sharp and go up again. And it would be nice if I had a chromatic connection going to my last note here, which is going to be an E. But it's a whole step connection, so that's almost as good. So here's what I've got. And you'll find that that will work just fine over the chords. All right, sounds pretty nice. Now let's do another one. So every once in a while you can throw a little triplet in, like you could go something like that. And I think I'll try something like that in this next line. And I think I'll start with the triplet and go like that. Of course, I'm still in D minor. Oops. Put my little triplet thing in there. So I've got, and then I think I'll skip down and I'll step down there. I'll do something like that. You know, I'm not trying to plan it out too carefully. Well, I came up on the A again, so you know I hit that in the last one. So I'll just go down. I'll go like. How about if I turn it around that way? Then I'll be up on C for my last note, and then I could do a different kind of chromatic connection. See, that note's in the scale, so I'll use C sharp. I'll go up 4 notes, and then I think I'll skip to the A flat and do another little triplet here. And you know, now I'm kind of using my own kind of knowledge about what works. I'll do a little triplet there, and I'm going to come down, and once again I'm going to land on E. Now, the note I land on there for C, for the C chord, the kind of note you want to avoid is C. You want to end on, the best thing would be to end on like a, you know, like on a D, the 9 would be nice, or on the major 7th. The 3rd is nice, or even on the 5th. But when you end on the root, well, it doesn't sound too bad, but generally there are better choices. All right, now let's do another one, and this time we're going to have a little fun. I use dice. I got these dice. Assign a number to each scale degree. And let's see, I'm going to avoid one note, so in D, since you know there's only 6 numbers and there's 7 notes in the scale, so in D I'm going to avoid the note D. And on the G, diminished scale, I don't know, I'll make something up. Make up the rules of this game as we go along. So I'm going to start with the first throw here. All right, got a 1, so since I'm avoiding D, I'll make that E. All right, the next one's going to be 6. All right, so now 6 could be C. I think I'll go down for that one. C, all right. 4, so that would be an A. All right, well, I think I'll go down again. I like the way this is starting off. All right, let's try again. Got a 2. So 2 is F. You know, I think this whole thing up an octave, I think will work out better. All right. Got a 2. Now we got a 1. This is almost like I planned it out, isn't it? I got a 6 again. 6 was a C. So I got... And I'm just going to add some notes going up because I'm getting too low. I'm going to do a scale here since I had so many skips. So D, da, D, da, D, do, do, do. Oh, I've had too many notes actually. But let's see if that works. All right, so that's D minor. And now I'm getting to G7 here. And that note's in the scale, so I'll use that one and I'll go, let's see, I'm going to use my dice here. All right, so I got the first note there. And we'll say we'll avoid the root, which would be G, so we'll go A flat here. So we got a 1. Oh. All right, it was a 5. You have to take my word for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now that's weird, I can tell you right now. Another 5. Oh, we can't have 2 notes of the same in the row. We don't want that. I don't know. I don't like going back to that note, so I'm going to do something else. Okay, a 5th note, so 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, isn't that the same note? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, can't have that. I don't know how I got. I should have. Oh, it should have been an E.
Okay, now
Okay.
for anybody foolish enough to try to actually
E,
follow this, I do
and
kind
then
of screw it up here,
All
just
right.
for the record.
Now that could be shaping up pretty nice. We got a 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes, this is working out great. I should go to Vegas. I'm so good here. And we got a 5, though. That's okay. That's a D. And another 5, so got to throw it again. Got a 4. Okay, so we're right back down there. That's excellent. Another 4. Can't do that. All right, 3. Hey, going down there. And that's enough notes. But my chromatic connection is going to put me right there on C. So I could go to A, or I could skip to, but I'm just going to put C there. All right, so here we go. Yeah. Yeah, pretty nice. Now, let's look at some other possibilities. Instead of the diminished scale, we could use the altered scale on G. So let's see if we can come up with something for that. So let's do one more here. Okay. We've got D minor. And I think I'll start on the 7th this time. So I need 4 notes. I need 8 notes, actually. And let's see, I'll outline the chord a little bit. So I did this. And then I think I'll go to F. That would be nice. And then I think I'll change direction and walk up the scale. All right. And then I got a chromatic connection to B flat. Let's see, is that in the altered scale? Yes, it is. That's the altered scale. So we're going to have B flat. Let's go to A flat next. G. Back up. Yeah. C sharp. D sharp. And I can do a chromatic connection down to D there. Okay, so let's see how this will sound. Okay, we've got D. If I want to use a good voicing for the left hand, I could use this. That's like a G altered, or I could do the rootless voicing. So I think I'll do that one. And I'll start with the D minor rootless here. So I'll play the root, and then the chord, and then here. All right. All right. Now let's do one that's really good. All right. Now I'm going to break my self-imposed regulation here and do a little chromatic thing there, a passing note. That'll work. All right, let me get that sketched out. And then let's see, I think we'll use the altered scale again, so. All right. And I'll end on F sharp. That's a legal one because that gives you like, you know, that sound for the very last note. So this will be a really hip line here. Yeah. And if I didn't want that at the end, I could go like that. So that might be a little better. Pretty nice. There's other ways to construct these as well, but when you get ones that are really nice, you want to see if you can do them in a few other keys, maybe all 12 other keys. So you have to kind of analyze them. So here I started on the 4th or the 11th and did a chromatic thing, and then kind of outlined the chord there. And here on the G chord, I was on the flat 5 there. You can call it the sharp 11 if you like. And then I came straight down the scale and built this little triad here. And so I think I could do this in another key. Yeah, that's right. See, I got it. From Oscar Peterson. All right, so that's like 16th notes there, but you know. Key of F. Okay, so I'll post this stuff up on YouTube here, and I hope everybody has a nice day, and see you on the next one. All right, so thanks everybody. Glad I have all these new subscribers, so I'm trying to do more videos now and keep everybody happy. Be sure to leave some comments, give me a thumbs up, and I really do appreciate all the input. And I get lots of ideas for videos from your comments, so please leave a few comments, and see you soon. All right, thanks for tuning in.